Good evening, everyone.
You want to use the cap?
Really, we have to learn Musar on a daily basis, at least 15-20 minutes. Once a week is not going to do it. So maybe we can tap into the into the YouTube channel, and we have over there, 15-minute, 20-minute shooting. But anyway, as Rabbi Yaakov was saying here, with all these klipot and with the bechorot and so on and so forth. So we at the end of the day, we have to understand what's our mission in life. We started this book with our kudo, and we didn't get further much because we got deep into it. But he's saying the foundation of true piety. Piety means, to be a good person, right? And the root of perfect service of Hashem is formed by a person clarifying and verifying to himself what is his obligation in this world. Meaning it cannot be that we're just sitting here and eating chicken and working and, doing all kinds of stuff, whatever it is that we do. It cannot be that Hashem put us in here, into this world, just for this, Baba Maisa stuff. Yeah, so he says, a person has to clarify and verify to himself what is his obligation in this world. Yeah, meaning over here he says, what's the purpose for which he was created and placed in this world? Aside from understanding the general purpose for which mankind was created, a person has to achieve clarity of his obligation in his personal world. Meaning each one of us here has a certain, workings in the puzzle of this whole thing called life. Each one of us. We have to find out what that is. He says that each person in his own personal world has to find out what he's doing in the general, outlook of the world. It says everyone has a specific role in creation, and therefore each person must incorporate the lessons of this chapter into his own unique life. Without us understanding the concepts that he's going to give and many other rabbis give, we're not going to be able to fulfill our mission in this world. We're just going to go by being barbers, jewelers, whatever we are. And at the end of the day, we're not going to get to the destination where we're supposed to get with the proper satisfaction of the role that we should have played here. Yeah? He says, whereas modern society emphasizes rights, the Torah speaks of obligations. Most people demand what they see as an obligation of others towards them, but few think about the obligation that they're required to fulfill. Michtav Eliyahu, by the way. Interesting. Wow. This Rav Dessler is everywhere. You hear what he's saying? He's saying people are always saying rights. What's my right? What's my right? Yeah? Women's rights, men's rights, gay rights, this rights. He's saying, forget about what's your right. He says, what's your obligation in this world? Each one of us has an obligation that we must fulfill in this world. It's not that, I need to get this, I need to get... No. I need to do this, I need to do that. What is it that we need to do? We have to further understand, yeah? So he says, towards what goal he should direct his outlook and his ambition in everything that he strives for during all the days of his life. Once we understand what's our mission in this world, then we have a goal, and our goal will be to drive ourselves to that ultimate mission, correct? He says, man is by nature constantly a striving creature. When one formulates clear goals, he will strive harder to achieve them. A person exerts efforts in proportion to his personal ambition. For instance, we have some people that say, you know what? I don't want to work at a certain thing. I want to work in this thing. Why? It makes more money. And therefore, why do I need that? Because I need to get this and I need to get that. So his purpose right now is to make money. And he will do almost anything to make that money. And sometimes he'll go to the distance where it can cause him even problems. Right? Because he will bend the rules in order to what? To make money. That's why he says the goal, when a person sets a goal for himself, that's a major thing. Why? What's your goal? My goal is to make money. Well, guess what? If that's your goal, then you will go through any distance in order to reach that goal. And sometimes it'll be an illegal distance. Why? Because that's the way I can make the most money. You hear? So he says, therefore, if one is focused on a goal, he will not be distracted by trivial interruptions. But if unfocused, he will flit from task to task without direction. If there is incumbent upon a person to clarify his ultimate goal so that he will exert himself to achieve it, this will give him direction to everything that he works in. Why somebody works over here? I don't like this. He works over here. I don't like that. He works over here. I don't like. Why? Because he sees His goal of making money is not in this trade. His goal of making money is not in this trade, because how much money am I going to make? He's thinking 1,000, 1,500, not enough for me. I got to make more money. So what does he do? He switches to a different job. You hear? But he goes, once the goal is focused, he's going to streamline to where he's going. So each one of us is eventually going to understand that what's our mission in this world? We have 120 years. Some of us don't have that 120 years. But let's say we have a good 80 years, 70 years to work on what? As the Chachamim tell us, it's the world to come. And as we heard in the previous shur, that we said what? We're here to clean and to clarify and to connect ourselves to the ultimate who created us, which is Hashem. And the only way we'll be able to do that is, number one, to do the mitzvot slowly. Hashem created the 613 mitzvot so that we're able to connect with Him at every moment of our lives. Yeah, we get up. First thing we do what? Modeh lefanecha. We connect to Hashem. Next thing we do, we wash our hands. Next thing we do, we say Birkot HaShachar. Next thing we do, we go, pray. Next thing we do, we go have breakfast. We do berachot. Next thing and even work is a connection with Hashem. But when your goal is not to make money, but the goal is to sustain a family, and I need a certain thing. I need a certain amount of money too. And that's what, Hashem, I'm working for you. Today, I had one of the older gentlemen who was in our early class in the morning, and I said to him, you don't work? He said, of course I work. I got to go to work. Can't be without work. And he's in his 60s, maybe even 70. I said, so what are you doing here? He says, for years I was praying to Hashem that my job, my job should be like a vacation. Meaning, I should work, 4 or 5 hours a day, and that's it. And he says, thank God, I've reached to that level. Which means, he understands now at 70, that how many ever hours he's going to put, Hashem is going to give him a certain allotted sum. And therefore, years ago, probably he worked, 10 hours, 12 hours. I don't know. We didn't go to ask him. But he says, now I come in 12 o'clock, 12:30, and I leave, 4:30. He goes, Baruch Hashem, I'm good. Yeah. And we have to focus on what's our main, goal in this world. Once we reach this conclusion that our goal is X, now we can stop the suffering of trying to work many hours, no matter what field. I mean, guys, I was in the restaurant business, and I thought that it's impossible not to be open 14 hours or 12 hours. I thought that it was impossible. But guess what? It probably would have been possible to work only 7-8 hours. If I would have let it. I didn't let it. Here, I ran away. But it would have been possible. Yeah. So therefore, once we understand that our goal is to get to a certain level, to cling to Hashem, we have to work on that goal. Should we make money? Yes, absolutely. Should we go on vacations? Yes. Buy a car? Yes. Enjoy life? Yes. But in each of those things, we have to make sure we have to gear to our goal. Meaning, when I go on vacation, how am I going to attach myself to Hashem? I must know that there's a minyan over there. I must know that there's kosher food over there. I must know that there's everything over there that I can do what? Back to a connection of Hashem. It's like a plug that goes into an outlet, yeah? Tring. So I'm going right now to vacation. I say, well, where's Hashem? Tring. I plug myself in. I go out with friends. Where's Hashem? Tring. I plug myself in. Why? I do a little bit berachot, so on and so forth. I'll say a little divrei Torah with the friends, yeah? That's why they say, wherever you go, you have to infuse a little bit of Kedusha. Once you infuse a little bit of Kedusha, then your whole gathering becomes what? I'm doing it for Hashem. Because somebody in that gathering maybe needed this little word or two, and therefore you fulfilled that. So now you're eating, or you're hanging out, or whatever, has taken a different level of Gashmiut, right? It hasn't become something for me, it became something for Hashem. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen, amen.